That is just a gross seam. We don't want all that waviness. See how wavy and gross that is? Hello everybody and welcome back to the shop. Today I'm here to talk to you about sergers, specifically about the differential feed feature on your serger. So if you are sewing some seams, maybe on a knit fabric, and you're getting this gross wavy stitch and you just want your fabric to be nice and flat, that's something you can correct with your differential feed. So I'm going to show you what the differential feed is, explain what it does, and show you how to adjust it on a few different machines that I have here. So if you have a serger, you may see some kind of a dial somewhere on the machine that has these two little shapes, and this is what is pretty much universally the symbol for the differential feed. So what does this mean? The differential feed dial is going to adjust how your feed dogs work. So unlike a regular sewing machine, your serger, some of them have two sets of feed dogs instead of just one. And this is why they can correct that wavy seam, because if you have two sets of feed dogs and they travel like this, you know, they're a conveyor belt that pulls your fabric through. If you have two sets that can go at different speeds, that is what is needed to correct the issue of the wavy seam. So it's really amazing that this machine can do this. It fixes a problem that really needed fixed. So I'm really excited about the differential feed. It's one of my favorite features on my serger, and I'm excited to show you how to use it. So you might see that in here, for some reason it always starts with a 0.7. I don't really know why. It has an N, which means neutral maybe, or normal. It's kind of like the 1. And then there's usually some other numbers like a 2 and a 1.5. So these are some of the other settings that you can set the differential feed to. If you set it to the N, it's going to make both sets of feed dogs travel at the same speed. So it's going to be just like there's not a differential feed. It's going to be just like regular. So that's what you would use for a regular fabric, meaning a fabric that doesn't have any stretch. So just your basic quilting cotton, canvas, whatever. That's what you want that set for in that case. But what if you want to sew with knits and you're getting that wavy seam? Turn it up. So maybe to 1.5, maybe to 2. It's going to depend on your fabric. Super stretchies are going to take a 2. Only mildly stretchy might take a 1.5. And just go ahead and do a big long strip on a few different settings and see which one flattens it out better. And then that's what you're going to use throughout your whole project. Okay, I have some art gallery knit fabric here. I'm going to go along it and we'll see what it does. This is at N. Okay, check out that wavy seam. You see what it did? This is when the machine was set to N. So basically the feed dogs were just going at the same speed, just like a regular sewing machine would. That is just a gross seam. We don't want all that waviness. See how wavy and gross that is? I'm going to come over here and change the differential from N to 2, and we're going to try again. You can see we got a nice flat edge. So much better. So it's just going to make everything lay so nice. If you've worked with knits and you were sewing on your regular sewing machine and all your seams are just kind of wavy and you can't do anything about it other than iron it or use some kind of fusible adhesive product, you're going to be so happy once you discover the differential feed. I know I was. So that's really what that's for. You'll also might wonder what that 0.7 was for, and that is actually to fix kind of like a puckering issue that you might get. So if you're ever sewing with something kind of tightly woven and thin, like maybe a cotton voile, something like that, a cotton lawn maybe, if you're stitching and you see the fabric is puckering up like all along the stitches, that can be remedied by turning it down from N down to the 0.7. So I'm going to set my machine to a rolled hem, which means I disengaged that stitch finger. I turned the lower looper from 4 up to like 8. I'm going to leave it in for now just to show you what happens. And I turned my stitch length down to like in between 1 and 2. So the machine is set up for a rolled hem. So let's send the fabric through. And this is with the differential set at N. Do you see the puckering here? This is a tightly woven cotton. See how it just kind of puckers along the stitches? Just a little bit. So now I'm going to take the differential and turn it down to 0.7. That's as low as it goes. And I'm going to do the rolled hem again. And here is the second time. It looks pretty flat and free of puckers. Here's the first one we did. See those puckers along it? See all that? Versus this one that we did with the differential set to 0.7. So you can see how you can correct these errors. All right, friends, well, I hope that was helpful in helping you understand the differential feed on your serger. If you did try it, and if anything happened, or if you have anything to say, leave a comment down below. I would love to know more about that. And if you have any other questions about sergers or any other type of machines or anything else I can make a video on, feel free to leave a comment about that as well. Please give me a like if you liked this. So please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.